The morning sun shone brightly over Seoul as Taiho pressed his face against the classroom window. His breath made small foggy circles on the glass. Today was different from any other day at school. Today, the dragon children were coming. Can you see them yet? Minji asked, bouncing on her toes beside him. Her ponytail swung back and forth with excitement. I heard they have real wings. Actual wings that can fold and everything. Taiho shook his head. Not yet, but the teacher said they would arrive before first period. He had barely slept last night. None of the kids in his class had. The Draconeer were coming to Earth for the first time in history, and 5 of their children would be studying at Seoul Interspecies Academy for a whole month. Suho sat at his desk, his tablet showing pictures of the Draconeer homeworld. It says here their planet has lower gravity than Earth, and their atmosphere is thinner. I wonder if that affects how they move. He pushed his glasses up his nose, the way he always did when he was thinking hard about something. Stop reading and come look. Minji called out, I think I see the transport ship. The whole class rushed to the windows. Even their teacher, Mr. Kim, couldn't hide his excitement. In the sky, a silver ship was descending slowly toward the school landing pad. It was smaller than Taiho expected. The ship had smooth curves and no sharp edges. It almost looked like a teardrop made of metal. Everyone, please take your seats, Mr. Kim said, but his voice was gentle. He understood they were all too excited to focus on normal lessons today. Remember what we practiced. Be kind, be patient, and be respectful. The Draconeer children are far from home. Some of them might be nervous. Taiho returned to his desk, but his leg kept bouncing under the table. He had so many questions. What did dragon children like to play? Did they eat the same food as humans? Could they really breathe fire like in the old stories? Probably not, he thought. The information packets they received said the Draconeer were peaceful and intelligent. Nothing about fire breathing. 30 minutes later, the classroom door opened. Principal Han walked in first, smiling widely. Behind her came Ambassador Velmar, a tall Draconeer adult. Taiho's eyes went wide. The ambassador was magnificent. Deep blue scales covered his body, shimmering like ocean water in sunlight. Large wings were folded neatly against his back. His eyes were golden and kind. He wore formal robes that seemed to be made from some kind of silvery fabric. Good morning, students, Principal Han said. Today is a very special day. Please welcome our guests from the Draconeer homeworld. 5 small figures stepped into the classroom. The dragon children were smaller than Taiho expected. They were about the same height as the human children, maybe a bit shorter. Their scales were different colors. One had emerald green scales. Another had scales that looked purple in some lights and blue in others. A third child had golden bronze scales that caught the light beautifully. The other 2 had silver and deep red scales. But something seemed wrong. The dragon children kept their wings pressed tightly against their backs. They didn't make eye contact with anyone. They stood close together, almost hiding behind Ambassador Velmar. These are Hyarin, Dabin, Bora, Jinwoo, and Yuna, the ambassador said softly. His voice was deep but warm. They are very excited to learn about Earth and make new friends. Taiho wasn't sure they looked excited. They looked scared. Hyarin, the one with purple-blue scales, was shaking slightly. Dabin, with the golden bronze scales, kept his eyes on the floor. The others weren't much better. Mr. Kim gestured to 5 empty desks. Please, make yourselves comfortable. We're honored to have you here. The dragon children moved slowly to their seats. They sat down carefully, their wings still tucked tight. Taiho noticed their desks had special backs with spaces cut out for their wings. Someone had thought ahead about that detail. The first few hours were awkward. The dragon children barely spoke. During math lesson, they just watched. During history, they remained silent even when Mr. Kim asked if they wanted to share anything about Draconeer history. At lunch, they sat together at one table, eating slowly from special meals that Ambassador Velmar had brought for them. Minji tried to approach their table. Hi, do you want to come sit with us? We have extra space. Hyarin looked up briefly, then shook her head. Thank you. We are fine here. Her voice was barely a whisper. Taiho felt bad for them. They seemed so lonely and scared. He wanted to help but didn't know how. Suho had the same worried expression. Maybe they just need time, Suho said quietly. Everything here must be strange for them. After lunch, Principal Han announced that all students would take a field trip to the Buchan Mountain Nature Preserve. It's a beautiful day, she said. Let's enjoy the outdoors and let our new friends see Earth's natural beauty. The buses arrived quickly. Taiho ended up on the same bus as the dragon children. He sat a few rows behind them with Minji and Suho. The dragon children pressed their faces to the windows as the bus drove through the city and toward the mountains. For the first time, Taiho saw something like wonder in their eyes. Look at all the trees, Dabin whispered to Hyrin. So many trees. And the sky is so blue, Bora added. Her silver scales seemed to glow in the sunlight coming through the window. The nature preserve was stunning. Tall trees created shade over walking paths. A clear stream ran through the area. Birds sang in the branches. Butterflies danced over wildflowers. The air smelled fresh and clean, so different from the city. Everyone stay together, Mr. Kim called out. We'll walk the main trail, then stop for snacks by the stream. The group began walking. The dragon children stayed at the back, still moving slowly and keeping their wings tight against their bodies. Taiho noticed other human kids pointing and whispering. Not in a mean way, but it still made the dragon children look more uncomfortable. They had been walking for about 20 minutes when something strange happened. Taiho was looking at a bird's nest when he heard Minji gasp. Taiho! Suho! Look! The dragon children were gone. All 5 of them had vanished. Just seconds ago, they had been at the back of the group. Now, there was nothing but empty trail. Mr. Kim! Principal Han shouted. The Draconade children. They are missing. Chaos erupted immediately. Teachers started calling names. Students were counted and recounted. Ambassador Velmar's face went pale, his golden eyes wide with fear. Hyrin, Dabin, where are you? Within minutes, the preserve was swarming with security personnel. Drones flew overhead. Search teams spread out in all directions. Ambassador Velmar was speaking rapidly into a communication device, his voice tight with worry. Taiho stood frozen, trying to understand what happened. How could 5 children just disappear? Minji was crying softly. Suho kept adjusting his glasses, his way of dealing with stress. Then Taiho noticed something. He walked to where the dragon children had been standing last. There, on a low tree branch, were marks, small scratches in the bark. He looked up, more marks on the next branch. And the next one. Guys, he whispered to Minji and Suho. I think they climbed up. I think they went that way. He pointed into the dense forest, away from the trail. Suho examined the marks. You're right. These are definitely claw marks. But why would they run away? I don't know, Taiho said. But everyone is looking in the wrong direction. They are searching the trails. But I think the dragon children went deep into the forest. Minji wiped her tears. Should we tell the teachers? Taiho looked at the scared adults, the flying drones, the armed security guards. Something told him the dragon children didn't want to be found by all those people. They were already scared. This would make it worse. No, he said. I think we should find them ourselves first. We're kids too. Maybe they'll talk to us. Suho and Minji exchanged glances. Then they nodded. Whatever was happening, those dragon children needed help. And maybe, just maybe, 3 human kids could provide it better than all the adults with their drones and security teams. Without another word, the 3 friends slipped away from the group and followed the claw marks into the forest. The forest was darker than Taiho expected. Thick branches blocked most of the sunlight. He could still hear voices from the search party behind them, but they were getting quieter with each step. Minji walked close beside him, her hand gripping his sleeve. Suho was in the back, holding his tablet and tracking their path. We should mark our way back, Suho said quietly. He pulled out a small roll of bright yellow tape from his backpack. I'll tie pieces on the trees, so we don't get lost too. Good thinking, Taiho whispered. His heart was beating fast. They were breaking so many rules right now, leaving the group, going into the forest alone, not telling any adults. But something in his gut told him this was the right choice. The claw marks continued on the trees. Sometimes they were hard to see. Sometimes they were obvious, deep scratches in the bark. The dragon children had gone this way. Taiho was sure of it. Look, Minji pointed ahead. The trees are thinner there. I think there's a clearing. They moved faster now. The voices behind them had completely disappeared. They were truly alone in the forest. The clearing was bigger than Taiho thought it would be. Sunlight poured through the opening in the trees. Tall grass covered most of the ground. Wildflowers grew in patches of yellow and white. And there, huddled together under a large oak tree, were the 5 dragon children. They looked up when the 3 humans entered the clearing. Hyarin jumped to her feet, her eyes wide with fear. Dabin moved in front of the smaller dragon children, trying to look brave even though his legs were shaking. Please don't tell them where we are, Hyarin said quickly. Her voice was desperate. Please, we can't go back. Not yet. Taiho raised his hand slowly. We're not going to tell anyone. We promise. We just wanted to make sure you were okay. Everyone is really worried. We're fine, Dabin said, but his voice cracked a little. We just need to be alone for a while. Minji sat down in the grass, keeping her distance. She made herself look small and non-threatening. Can we sit with you? Just for a little bit? We won't tell the adults where you are if you don't want us to. But maybe you can tell us why you ran away. The dragon children looked at each other. Bora, the one with silver scales, nodded slowly. Jinwoo and Yuna, the youngest ones, were still hiding behind Dabin. After a long moment, Hyarin sat back down. Dabin did the same. It was like they were giving permission for the humans to stay. Taiho and Suho sat down next to Minji. Nobody spoke for a while. A bird sang somewhere in the trees. A butterfly landed on a flower nearby. The moment felt fragile, like glass that might break if anyone moved too fast. Finally, Hyarin spoke. You wouldn't understand. Humans are different. You don't have wings. You don't know what it's like. What's like? Suho asked gently. Hyarin's eyes filled with tears. She looked away, her wings still pressed flat against her back. To be broken. To be useless. To be a disappointment. Taiho felt his chest tighten. You're not any of those things. Why would you think that? Dabin laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. Because we can't fly. We're Dracanae. We have wings. But we can't use them. What good are wings that don't work? The words hung in the air. Taiho, Minji, and Suho exchanged confused looks. I don't understand, Minji said. Can't you learn? Like how we learn to ride bikes or swim. It's not the same, Bora said quietly. Her voice was soft and sad. On our world, all children go through a phase. When we're young, we fly naturally. It's instinct. But then, when we reach a certain age, we lose it. The instinct goes away. We have to learn again. We have to remember how. On our planet, it's easier, Hyarin continued. The gravity is lighter. The air is thinner. There are special places where children go to practice. Adults help us. The atmosphere itself helps us. But hey, she gestured around the clearing. Hey, everything is different. The gravity is stronger. The air is thicker. We can't do it. We've tried. We can't fly at all. Jinwoo, the smallest dragon child with deep red scales, started crying softly. I miss home. I miss being able to fly. Even just a little bit. Yuna, with her green scales, put her arm around Jinwoo. We all miss it. That's why we came to Earth. Our parents thought the change would be good. They thought maybe different gravity would help. But it made everything worse. Taiho was starting to understand. So you ran away because you're embarrassed? Because you think people will make fun of you? Dabin's face hardened. We don't think it. We know it. We heard them. 2 days ago, at lunch, some older human boys were talking. They said, what's the point of dragon children if they can't even fly? They are just lizards with useless wings. They laughed. They thought it was funny. Minji gasped. Her hand flew to her mouth. That's horrible. Those boys are idiots. Nobody else thinks that way. Don't they? Hyarin asked. Her voice was bitter now. Everyone stays at our wings. Everyone watches us. They are all waiting to see us fly. And we can't. We can't give them what they expect. On our world, this phase is private. Children practice in safe places, away from eyes. But here, everyone watches. Everyone waits. The pressure is too much. Suho was quiet, thinking hard. So you ran away during the field trip because you couldn't handle the pressure anymore. We saw the open sky, Bora explained. We saw the trees and the space. Every part of us wanted to fly. Our wings ached. But we knew we couldn't. Everyone would see us fail. So we ran. We just wanted to be somewhere where nobody expected anything from us. The clearing fell silent again. Taiho looked at the 5 dragon children. Their scales were beautiful, shimmering in the dappled sunlight. Their wings, even folded, were magnificent. But they sat hunched over, looking small and defeated. They looked like they carried the weight of the world on their shoulders. I was terrified of heights, Taiho said suddenly. Everyone looked at him. When I was 8 years old, my class went to a climbing wall. Everyone could climb it. Everyone except me. I froze halfway up. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. The instructor had to come get me. Kids laughed. Some called me a coward. I cried in the bathroom for an hour. Minji nodded. I couldn't swim until I was 9. I was so scared of water. My cousins could all swim like fish. But I would panic every time I got in the pool. I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was broken. I failed math 3 times, Suho added. Everyone said I was smart. Everyone said I should be good at numbers. But I just couldn't understand it. I felt so stupid. I wanted to quit school. I thought I was disappointing everyone. Hyarin looked at them with surprise. But you all seem so confident now. So capable. That's because we had help, Taiho said. My friend pushed me to try the climbing wall again. He went with me. He showed me it was okay to be scared. Eventually, I learned. It took time, but I learned. My mom got in the pool with me every day for a month, Minji said. She held my hand. She let me go at my own pace. She never made fun of me. She just believed I could do it. And one day, I could. My teacher stayed after school with me, Suho explained. She explained math in different ways until something clicked. She didn't give up on me. She made me believe I wasn't broken, just learning differently. Dabin looked down at his hands. His claws made small marks in the dirt. We don't have anyone like that here. Ambassador Velma is kind, but he's an adult. He's busy with diplomacy. Our parents are on our homeworld. We're alone. No, you're not, Taiho said firmly. He stood up and walked closer to the dragon children. You have us now. We're not going anywhere. We want to help. How can you help us fly? Hyarin asked. Her voice had a tiny bit of hope in it. You don't have wings. You don't know anything about Draconeer flight. Suho stood up too, pushing his glasses up his nose. Maybe we don't need to know about Draconeer flight. Maybe we just need to help you remember what you already know, like my teacher did with math, or like Taiho's friend did with climbing. Minji joined them. We have time. The adult will search for hours. They won't find this clearing easily. We can stay here with you. We can figure this out together. The dragon children looked at each other. Something passed between them, some silent communication. Then, slowly, Hyarin smiled. It was small and uncertain, but it was real. You really want to help us? She asked. Yes, all 3 humans said together. Even though it might fail, even though it might be impossible. Everyone said I'd never climb that wall, Taiho said. But I did. With help, impossible things become possible. For the first time since arriving on Earth, the dragon children's wings relaxed slightly. Not much, but enough to notice. Enough to show that maybe, just maybe, hope was starting to return. Suho pulled out his tablet and sat cross-legged in the grass. The screen glowed in the filtered sunlight. His fingers moved quickly across the display, pulling up files and documents. Let me see what I can find about Draconeer flight mechanics, he said. The dragon children watched him with curiosity. Hyarin moved a bit closer. What are you looking for? Information. Data. Anything that might help us understand why you can't fly here. Suho scrolled through pages of text and diagrams. Okay, so your home world has about 70% of Earth's gravity. That's significant. And your atmosphere has less oxygen, but more of something called helium compounds that would make the air lighter. So it's like trying to swim in honey instead of water, Taiho said. Everything is heavier and thicker here. Exactly, Suho nodded. But that's just physics. There has to be more to it. Flight isn't just about gravity and air. Birds fly on Earth just fine without gravity. Dabin spoke up quietly. For us, it's not just physical. It's mental too. When we're very young, we don't think about flying. We just do it. Our bodies know what to do. But when we lose that instinct, we have to relearn everything. We have to think about every movement, every wing beat, every adjustment. Like learning to ride a bike, Minji said. At first, you have to think about everything. Pedaling, balancing, steering. But once you learn, your body just remembers. You don't have to think anymore. Yes, Bora said. Exactly like that. But imagine trying to learn to ride a bike on a planet where everything is heavier, where the bike weighs twice as much, where the ground pulls you down harder. Yuna, the smallest with green scales, added, and imagine everyone is watching. Everyone expects you to ride perfectly. Everyone will know if you fall. Taiho stood up and walked around the clearing. He was thinking hard. His teacher always said he solved problems better when he moved. Okay, so we need to help you build confidence and muscle memory. We need to make you feel safe to try. And we need to do it in a way that works with Earth's gravity, not against it. How? Hyrin asked. Her voice was small and hopeful. I don't know yet, Taiho admitted. But we'll figure it out. Can you show us your wings? Like, fully extended. The dragon children hesitated. It was Jinwoo who moved first. Slowly, carefully, he unfolded his wings. They spread out from his back, deep red membrane stretching between delicate bone structures. The wings were beautiful and terrifying at the same time. They were larger than Taiho expected, spanning at least 3 meters from tip to tip. Wow, Minji breathed. They're amazing. One by one, the other dragon children opened their wings. Hyarin's purple-blue wings caught the light like stained glass. Dabin's golden-bronze wings shimmered. Bora's silver wings looked like moonlight. Yuna's green wings reminded Taiho of leaves in summer. Can you move them? Suho asked, his tablet now recording everything. Hyarin tried. Her wings fluttered slightly. The movement was stiff and uncertain. It hurts a little, she said. We haven't used them properly in weeks. The muscles are weak. Then we start with exercise, Taiho decided. Just like physical therapy. My grandmother had to rebuild her leg muscles after surgery. She started with small movements, then bigger ones. It took time, but she got stronger. For the next hour, the 3 human children helped the dragon children practice wing movements. Simple stretches at first, extending and folding, up and down. The dragon children winced at first, but slowly the movements became easier. Good, Suho said, checking his notes. Your wings are warming up. The muscles are getting blood flow. That's important. Now try flapping, Minji suggested. Just while standing. Don't try to lift off. Just feel the air move. Dabin went first. He flapped his wings once, twice. A gust of wind blew across the clearing, bending the grass and flowers. I can feel it, he said, his eyes widening. I can feel the air resistance. The others tried too. Soon the clearing was filled with wind from 5 pairs of beating wings. Leaves swirled around them. Taiho's hair blew everywhere. It was messy and chaotic and absolutely wonderful. But when Hyarin tried to actually lift off the ground, she couldn't. Her wings beat hard, creating impressive gusts of wind, but her feet stayed firmly on the earth. She tried again and again, her face twisting with effort and frustration. Finally, she stopped, breathing hard. It's no use, she said, tears streaming down her face. I can feel what I need to do. My body remembers. But the gravity is too strong. I can't fight it. Dabin tried next, with the same result. Then Bora, then the younger ones. None of them could lift even a centimeter off the ground. After 20 minutes of trying, all 5 dragon children were exhausted and crying. Taiho felt helpless. They were doing everything right. The dragon children's wings were strong enough to create serious wind. Their technique looked good to his untrained eyes, but Earth's gravity held them down like chains. Minji sat down hard in the grass. There has to be something we're missing. Some trick or technique. It's not a trick, Hyarin said bitterly. She folded her wings back against her body. It's impossible. We should just accept it. We'll never fly on this planet. We're grounded birds. Broken dragons. No, Taiho said firmly. You're not broken. The situation is hard, but you're not broken. There's a difference. Suho was staring at his tablet, barely listening to the conversation. His eyes moved rapidly across the screen, reading something intently. Wait, he said suddenly. I think I found something. On your homeworld, how do children first relearn to fly? We practice in the uplift valleys, Bora explained. Natural formations where warm air rises from the ground. The thermal currents help support us while we relearn wing control. We don't have to generate all the lift ourselves at first. The air helps. And later, Suho pressed. Later, there are the flight instructors, Dabin said. Adult Draconair who fly beneath the children. If a child starts to fall, the instructor catches them, supports them. It gives us confidence to try difficult maneuvers because we know we won't crash. Suho looked up from his tablet, his eyes bright with excitement. That's it. That's what we need to replicate. We need to give you support while you practice. We need to help you feel what flying is like again, even if you can't generate enough lift on your own yet. But we don't have thermal currents here, Hyarin pointed out. And you can't fly to catch us. No, Taiho said slowly, an idea forming in his mind. But we can do something else. We can support you mechanically, like training wheels on a bike. Minji jumped up. Yes, we can use ropes or something. Help lift you up while you practice wing movements in the air. You won't have to fight gravity alone. The dragon children looked skeptical. Yuna asked, how would that even work? We're heavy. You're just human children. You can't lift us. Not by ourselves, Suho agreed. But with leverage and pulleys, we could. Basic physics. Give me a lever long enough, and I can move the world. An ancient human named Archimedes said that. We'd need supplies, Taiho said, his mind racing now. Rope, strong rope, maybe some wood for frame. Something to distribute the weight. My dad has climbing rope in our garage, Minji offered. Really strong stuff. Rated for hundreds of kilograms. And there's construction equipment near my apartment. Sometimes workers leave things behind. This is crazy, Hyarin said. But for the first time, she was smiling. Really smiling. You want to build a machine to help us fly. Not a machine, Taiho corrected. More like a support system. A way to help you remember what flying feels like without gravity crushing you down. Once your body remembers, once the muscle memory comes back, maybe you won't need our help anymore. Dabin stood up, his wings spreading slightly. When can we start? Tomorrow, Suho said. Tonight, we need to go back. The adults are probably losing their minds looking for you. But we'll tell them we found you, that you're safe. We won't explain everything. We'll just say you needed space and now you're ready to come back. And tomorrow, Bora asked. Tomorrow, we come back here, Minji said. We bring supplies, and we start building. We help you remember how to fly. The sun was getting low in the sky. Taiho knew they needed to return soon. But looking at the dragon children now, he saw something different than before. Their wings weren't pressed quite so tightly against their backs. Their eyes held hope instead of despair. They stood straighter, taller. One more thing, Jinwoo said quietly. Thank you for not thinking we're broken, for wanting to help, for believing we can do this. That's what friends do, Taiho said simply. And we're friends now. Right. All 5 dragon children nodded. Hyarin stepped forward and did something unexpected. She hugged Taiho. Her scales were warm and smooth. Her wings brushed against him gently. Friends, she agreed. Soon all 8 children were hugging in a big group. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But today, they had hope. And sometimes, hope was enough to start with. 3 days had passed since the dragon children disappeared into the forest. Ambassador Velma had been worried at first, but Taiho, Minji, and Suho convinced him the dragon children just needed time to adjust. The ambassador agreed to give them space, though he checked on them every evening. Now, early morning light filtered through the trees of the clearing. Taiho arrived first, dragging a large coil of rope behind him. His arms ached from carrying it all the way from Minji's garage. Suho came next, pushing a small cart filled with wooden poles, carabiners, and various tools his father used for construction projects. Minji was last, carrying a backpack stuffed with safety harnesses and padding. The dragon children were already waiting. They looked different now, more alive. Their scales seemed brighter. Their wings, though still folded, moved occasionally with nervous energy. "You actually came back," Dabin said. He sounded surprised and relieved at the same time. "We said we would," Taiho replied, dropping the rope coil in the grass. "Did you think we wouldn't?" Hyarin shook her head. "We hoped, but hope and belief are different things. Now we believe." Suho immediately started organizing the materials. He had sketches on his tablet, rough diagrams of pulley systems and support structures. "Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We use these 2 trees as anchor points. They are strong enough and positioned well. We run the rope through pulleys attached high up on the branches. That gives us mechanical advantage." "Mechanical advantage?" Bora asked, tilting her head. "It means we can lift more weight with less effort," Suho explained. "The pulleys change the direction of force and multiply it. Basic physics." They spent the next hour setting up the system. Taiho climbed the trees to attach the pulleys. He was still nervous about heights, but he pushed through the fray. The dragon children needed him. Minji helped tie knots and test the rope strength. Suho directed everything, checking measurements and angles constantly. The hardest part was creating the harness for the dragon children. It had to be comfortable but secure. It couldn't restrict wing movement, but had to support their weight safely. They tried 5 different designs before finding one that worked. Soft padding around the chest and under the wings, with straps that distributed weight evenly. "Who wants to try first?" Taiho asked, holding up the finished harness. Nobody moved. The dragon children looked at each other nervously. Finally, Hyarin stepped forward. "I'll do it. If this works for me, the others will feel braver." Minji helped her into the harness, adjusting the straps carefully. "Does it hurt anywhere?" "Too tight." "No," Hyarin said. Her voice was shaking slightly. "It's fine. I'm just scared." "That's okay," Taiho said gently. "Being scared is normal. But we've got you. Literally. The rope is strong. We've tested it. You're not going to fall." Suho attached the harness to the rope system. "Okay, we're going to lift you slowly. Just a little bit at first. Don't try to fly yet. Just let us lift you and see how it feels." Taiho, Minji, and Suho pulled on the rope together. The pulley system worked perfectly. Slowly, Hyarin's feet left the ground. 1 centimeter. 5 centimeters. 10 centimeters. She was floating in the air, supported by the rope. "How does it feel?" Minji called up. Hyarin's eyes were wide. Her wings trembled but stayed folded. "Strange. Like I'm underwater but can breathe. The weight is gone." "Try extending your wings," Suho suggested. "Just a little. See how the air feels." Hyarin opened her wings halfway. They caught the morning breeze. Her body swayed gently. Then something amazing happened. She laughed. It was a small laugh at first, then bigger. Pure joy spread across her face. "I can feel it," she said, wonder in her voice. "I can feel what it's supposed to be like. The air under my wings. The balance. It's coming back." "Try moving your wings," Taiho encouraged. "We're holding you. You can't fall." Hyarin flapped her wings once. The movement was jerky and unpracticed. She flapped again. Better this time. Again. Even better. The rope swung as she moved, but the 3 human children adjusted their grip, keeping her stable. "I remember," Hyarin whispered. Then louder, "I remember." This is how it feels. This is what I forgot. They lowered her back down after a few minutes. Hyarin was breathing hard, but smiling wider than Taiho had ever seen. That was incredible. We have to get everyone up there. Dabin went next. His golden bronze wings spread wide as soon as he was lifted. He was less cautious than Hyarin, flapping hard and creating wind that bent the grass below. This is amazing. I feel alive again. One by one, each dragon child took a turn. Bora was graceful in the air, her silver wings moving with an elegance that took everyone's breath away. Jinwoo was nervous but determined, his small red wings working hard. Yuna cried happy tears as she floated, her green wings shimmering in the sunlight. By midday, all 5 dragon children had been up multiple times. Each turn lasted longer. Each turn showed more confidence and better wing control. The human children's arms ached from pulling the ropes, but none of them complained. This was working. It was actually working. Can we try something? Hyarin asked during a break. Everyone was sitting in the grass, drinking water and eating snacks Minji had brought. Can you lift me higher? And give me more slack in the rope? I want to try really flying, not just hovering. Suho frowned. That's riskier. If something goes wrong, you could fall farther. I know, Hyarin said, but I need to try. I can feel the muscle memory returning. My wings remember patterns. I just need more space to attempt actual flight. Taiho looked at Minji and Suho. They had a silent conversation with their eyes. Finally, all 3 nodded. Okay, Taiho said, but we start careful. We increase the height gradually, and if anything feels wrong, we stop immediately. They adjusted the pulley system to allow for more height. This time, when they lifted Hyarin, they pulled her up 5 meters, then 6, then 7. She was well above their heads now, level with the lower tree branches. Give me slack. Hyarin called down. Suho released some tension in the rope. Hyarin had more freedom to move now. She wasn't being held up as much. She had to support more of her own weight with her wings. And she did. Hyarin's wings beat strongly. Once, twice, 3 times. She wasn't just floating anymore. She was actually flying. The rope still supported some of her weight, but she was generating real lift, real flight. Look at me, she shouted, her voice filled with pure happiness. I'm flying. I'm actually flying. The clearing erupted in cheers. Dabin jumped up and down. Bora clapped her hands together. The younger dragon children danced in circles. Minji was crying happy tears. Even Suho, usually so serious, was grinning from ear to ear. But the best part came next. As Hyarin flew in small circles above them, still partially supported by the rope, she started laughing. Deep, genuine, joyful laughter that echoed through the forest. It was the sound of someone finding something they thought they'd lost forever. Me next. Dabin called. I want to try. They spent the rest of the day taking turns. Each dragon child got to experience that moment of breakthrough. That instant when muscle memory clicked back into place and flying stopped being impossible. Some progressed faster than others. Dabin was a natural, his wings powerful and sure. Bora had the best technique, graceful and efficient. The younger ones struggled more but showed improvement with each attempt. As the sun began setting, casting orange light through the trees, something unexpected happened. They were lifting Yuna for her 5th turn when a small drone appeared above the clearing. Its camera lens focused on the scene below. Someone had found them. Should we run? Jinwoo asked nervously. No, Hyarin said. She was still in the harness, hovering 3 meters up. We're not ashamed anymore. Let them see. Let everyone see. The drone hovered for a moment, recording. Then it flew away quickly, probably returning to whoever sent it. They'll come here now, Suho said. The adults. Maybe security. Definitely Ambassador Velmar. Good, Dabin said firmly. His wings spread wide, catching the fading sunlight. Let them come. Let them see what we can do. Let them see what humans helped us achieve. Taiho smiled. 3 days ago, these dragon children had been hiding, ashamed and afraid. Now they stood proud, their wings open, ready to show the world their progress. It wasn't just about flying. It was about overcoming fear, accepting help, and finding courage. "They'll be here soon," Minji said, checking her phone. "My mom is calling. She's probably worried." "Let them come," Hiren repeated. She was still floating in the air, her purple-blue wings beating steadily. "But first, can we do one more round? All of us together." "How?" Taiho asked. "We only have one harness system." "We don't need the harness anymore," Hiren said. A strange calm had settled over her. "At least, I don't think I do. I want to try without support. Just for a moment. Just to see." Everyone fell silent. This was dangerous. Without the rope, if Hiren couldn't fly, she would fall. But looking at her face, Taiho saw absolute determination. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes," Hiren said. "Detach the rope, please. I need to know if I can really do this." Suho hesitated, then slowly unclipped the harness from the rope system. Hiren dropped slightly, and everyone gasped. But her wings beat hard, and she stabilized. She was flying, all on her own. No rope, no support, just her wings and her will. She stayed up for 5 seconds, then 10, then 20. Finally, she landed gently in the grass, her legs shaking from effort and emotion. "I did it," she whispered. Then louder, "I did it. I actually flew." The clearing exploded with celebration. The sound of vehicles and voices reached the clearing before the people did. Taiho heard engines stopping, doors slamming, and urgent conversations in both human and Draconid languages. His heart beat faster. They had been discovered. Everything was about to change. Ambassador Velmar burst through the tree line first. His golden eyes were wide with worry and confusion. Behind him came Principal Han, Mr. Kim, security personnel, and several other Draconid adults. They all stopped dead when they saw the scene before them. 5 dragon children stood in the clearing, their wings spread wide and proud. 3 human children stood beside them, holding ropes and pulleys. A makeshift support system hung between 2 trees. And in the center of it all, nobody looked ashamed or scared anymore. "Hiren, Dabin, what is happening here?" Ambassador Velmar asked. His voice was gentle but filled with concern. "We saw the drone footage. We came as quickly as we could. Are you hurt? Are you safe?" "We're more than safe," Hiren said. She stepped forward, her purple-blue wings catching the evening light. "We're happy. For the first time since coming to Earth, we're truly happy." Principal Han looked at the rope system, then at Taiho, Minji, and Suho. "Did you 3 build this? Have you been meeting the Draconid children here in secret?" "Yes," Taiho admitted. "There was no point in lying now. We've been helping them. They needed us, and we wanted to help." "Helping them with what?" one of the Draconid adults asked. Her scales were deep purple, similar to Hiren's. She looked worried and confused. Dabin spoke up, his voice strong and clear. "They've been helping us remember how to fly. We couldn't do it alone. The gravity here, the pressure, the fear, it was all too much. But these humans, they didn't give up on us. They built this system to support us while we practiced. They gave us back something we thought we'd lost forever." The adults exchanged glances. Ambassador Velmar walked closer, examining the pulley system. His experienced eyes took in every detail, the safety features, the careful construction, the thought that went into every knot and anchor point. "You built this yourselves?" he asked the human children. 3 children created a flight training system. "Suho designed it," Minji said. "Taiho and I helped build it. And the dragon children did the hardest part. They were brave enough to try." Mr. Kim looked concerned. "This is dangerous. You could have been hurt. All of you. What if the rope had broken? What if someone had fallen?" "But nobody did," Suho said quietly. "We tested everything. We were careful. And it worked." "More than worked," Bora added. Her silver wings shimmered as she moved. "Watch. We want to show you what we've learned." Before any adult could respond, Hiren ran forward a few steps and launched herself into the air. Her wings beat powerfully. She rose 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters. She circled the clearing once, her form graceful and sure. Then she landed smoothly in the grass. The adults stood in stunned silence. Several of them had tears in their eyes. The purple-scaled Draconeer woman rushed forward and hugged Hyarin tightly. "My daughter, you're flying. You're actually flying." Mother," Hyarin said, hugging her back. "Thanks to my friends. They helped me remember." One by one, the other dragon children demonstrated their progress. Dabin's flight was powerful and confident. Bora moved through the air like a dancer. Even Jinwoo and Yuna, the youngest ones, managed short flights around the clearing. Every landing brought more tears and amazement from the watching adults. Ambassador Velma approached Taiho, Minji, and Suho. The three human children stood together nervously, unsure if they were in trouble or not. The ambassador knelt down so he was at eye level with them. "Do you understand what you've done?" he asked softly. Taiho swallowed hard. "We just wanted to help our friends, so—" "You've done more than help friends," the ambassador said. His voice was thick with emotion. "On our world, young Draconeers struggle with this phase in isolation. It's considered shameful to need assistance. Many children suffer in silence, taking months or even years to relearn flight. Some never fully recover their confidence. But you three, you showed them something we had forgotten." "What's that?" Minji asked quietly. "That asking for help isn't weakness. That working together makes us stronger. That joy and laughter can heal what fear and shame cannot." Ambassador Velma placed a hand on each of their shoulders. "You gave them back their wings. Yes, but more importantly, you gave them back their happiness." Principal Han stepped forward. What they did was also against many rules. Leaving the search area, building unauthorized structures, meeting in secret without adult supervision. The three human children tensed. They knew this was coming. They had broken rules, even if it was for a good reason. Taiho opened his mouth to apologize, but Ambassador Velma raised his hand. "Principal Han, with respect, sometimes the most important lessons cannot be taught in classrooms. Sometimes children understand things that adults have forgotten. These three saw a problem that we didn't even recognize. They found a solution that never occurred to us. Should we punish them for their initiative and compassion?" Principal Han was quiet for a moment. Then, slowly, she smiled. "No, Ambassador, I suppose we shouldn't. Though perhaps next time they could inform at least one adult about their plans." "We promise," all three children said together. One of the Draconeer adults, an older male with bronze scales, stepped forward. "This training system you created, may I examine it more closely? I teach flight instruction on our homeworld. If this method works here, it could work there too. We could help so many children." "Really?" Suho's eyes lit up. "You want to use our design? If you're willing to share it, yes. We could adapt it, improve it, use it in our flight academies. This could change how we teach young Draconeer everywhere." The clearing buzzed with excitement now. Adults and children talked together, examining the pulley system, discussing improvements, sharing ideas. The fear and worry that had filled the air when the adults first arrived had transformed into hope and possibility. As the sun set completely, casting the forest in twilight, someone suggested they all return to the school. There would be time to talk more, to plan, to figure out what came next. But first, there was something the dragon children wanted to do. One more flight, Hyarin said, all of us together, with our human friends watching, to celebrate. The 5 dragon children lined up at one end of the clearing, their wings spread wide, silhouettes against the darkening sky. Then, together, they launched into the air. They flew in a formation, circling the clearing as one. Their wings beat in rhythm. Their scales glowed in the last rays of sunlight, and they were laughing. All 5 of them were laughing with pure, unbridled joy. Taiho stood with Minji and Suho, watching their friends fly. His heart felt so full it might burst. 3 days ago, these dragon children had been hiding, broken and afraid. Now they soared above the trees, free and happy. "We did that," Minji whispered, wonder in her voice. "We helped them do that." "No," Taiho said. "We did it together. That's the point. Nobody does anything truly great alone." The dragon children landed one final time, their faces glowing with happiness. Hyarin walked over to the 3 human children and pulled them into a hug. Soon, all 8 children were embracing, a tangle of arms and wings and laughter. "Thank you," Hyarin said, "for everything. For believing in us when we couldn't believe in ourselves. For not giving up. For being our friends." "Always," Taiho promised. "That's what friends do." As they walked back through the forest together, adults and children mixed in one large group, something beautiful had changed. The barrier between species felt smaller. The dragon children held hands with the human children. They talked and laughed and made plans for tomorrow. The story spread quickly after that. News channels picked it up. Social media exploded with the footage from the drone. 3 human children who helped dragon children learn to fly became a symbol of something larger. It showed what different species could accomplish when they worked together with open hearts and creative minds. The cultural exchange program expanded dramatically. More Draconair families requested Earth as their destination. The meadow where the children had practiced became an official training ground. Taiho, Minji, and Suho spent their weekends there, teaching other human children how to help the young Draconair. The pulley system was refined and improved, but the core idea remained the same: support, patience, and joy. Months later, when Hyarin, Dabin, Bora, Jinwoo, and Yuna returned to their homeworld, they carried more than just the ability to fly. They carried a new understanding. They taught other young Draconair that asking for help was brave, not shameful, that working together made everyone stronger, that sometimes the best solutions came from the most unexpected places. And in a small school in Seoul, 3 human children learned something too. They learned that kindness could change lives, that friendship had no boundaries, that sometimes helping someone else fly meant you learned to soar yourself. The dragon children had vanished into a forest, lost and afraid, but they had been found not just by search parties or security drones. They had been found by laughter, by friendship, by 3 kids who refused to give up. And in finding them, everyone involved discovered something precious, that the best of humanity wasn't in technology or power, but in the simple act of reaching out a hand and saying, "Let me help you fly."